You're this perp back with another video, and finally we have reached the finale of Stranger Things season 4, or Stranger Things 4 volume 2. Man, we got 2 episodes to talk about in this video, so you know what I'm saying. I appreciate people that have checked out my volume 1 review. Make sure you definitely show that some more love, you know what I'm saying. And I also did a review of the very first episode, and it has some timestamp. So if that's something you're interested in, you know I can probably go through and run through each episode. I don't know, maybe we'll see. I will have a lot. I will have not a live discussion, but I will have a discussion about season 4, um, with a special guest. I'll be recording that over the weekend and having that out, probably by next Friday, because I want to let people get a chance to watch this for themselves. It's a lot to really. It's a lot to unpack, and I'm kind of glad that Netflix split up the season that the way that they did, with making just the last 2 episodes kind of like the conclusion to just wrap everything up in a bow. Did it live up to expectations, though? That's what we're definitely going to talk about as well in this video. I want to talk about which one do I prefer, volume 1 or volume 2. Stay tuned for the end of the video, you know what I'm saying, to hear my thoughts on that. But let's get right into the nitty-gritty of things. And man, first and foremost, I really think that Netflix really did their thing with just putting their all into just one of their flagship series. And I cannot wait to see the final season. Even though we're probably gonna wait till probably 2040, like 2024 or something like that, for season 5 to come out. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna have to wait like another 3 years, but I can expect it in like 2 years or something like that, around there. But anyways, whew, a lot to dissect in these last 2 episodes, but it's kind of cool because you're not having to deal with trying to break down like 7 different episodes and stuff like that. It's just, this episode 8. Let's start with that. Goes perfectly into the piggyback, which I love the title of that. We'll get into that as well. So we get a lot of information, bro. We get a lot. And where we left off, Nancy was still in the Upside Down. She's still getting these visions from Vecna and whatnot. And Vecna wants her to pass a message to 11, and she wants her to see everything that's about to happen to Hawkins. And like, you just see little glimpses of Hawkins just being utterly destroyed, and just being just, oh man, that shit was crazy. And now they all have to come together to pretty much come up with an idea to stop Vecna. But we learn a lot more of what he's really trying to do, and just the whole thing with the clocks, like 4 chimes, and there has to be four gates for him to be able to cross over. And if he crossed over to the real world, pretty much, it means Hawkins gonna fall, and it just means that the Upside Down has crossed over. And I don't know what that's gonna mean for everybody, and just like I don't know what that's gonna mean for, or just the overall story, but it's definitely expanded, I would say. And I like this because it just goes to show you how dope of a villain Vecna is, that he's not just like a point A to point B type of villain. Like, he has thought this out pretty damn well, to the point where he just lets everybody just do what they're gonna try to do to stop him. And also, we get a really dope moment between Brenner and 11, you know what I'm saying? Because the episode is called Papa, and there's a lot of just like parallels between Hopper and like Brenner, and just what it means to be a father and whatnot. And just, you kind of this season has definitely shined a different light on Brenner, where he doesn't really mean harm, even though he doesn't see himself as the villain or the antagonist. He feels like he's doing all that he can to protect Eleven. And Eleven comes to this realization that she's not the monster, it's him. You know what I'm saying? And there's this also interesting flip when Vecna becomes into play with this, and what Eleven says to Vecna in the piggyback, the last episode. But sticking with the final episode, you have everybody in Hawkins, like Max and all of them. They try to come up with this plan to lure Vecna out so they can find him and find his lair and kill him while he least expected. And I don't blame them for even trying, because they said like, yo, we can't sit around. And Brenner is sitting there trying to hold back 11 when 11 realizes her friends are in grave danger. And like I said, Brenner gives us a lot more information on Vecna, number one, or Henry, whatever you want to call him. They give him a lot more information, a lot more backstory, that, he doesn't just kill somebody just to kill them. He consumes them. And, he's become a lot more powerful. 11, even though with her powers being, restored, she's still not ready. And Brenner just knows that. And what's his face? Sam doesn't want Brenner to kind of hold her back, so he kind of sides with her and stuff like that. But Brenner is still just kind of hell bent on just controlling 11 in a way, but not letting her kind of do her own thing. But I just really thought that just everything they did with Brenner's character, even though he got lit the fuck up in this episode, he got lit the hell up, bro. Spoilers, he got he got lit up. So R.I.P. to Brenner. You know what I'm saying? He went out crazy. Like, you have the other military. I still like how the military, the other opposing side of the military, you know what I'm saying, has come into factor, because they really, there's so many different threats at the same time. So it's like, it kind of keeps you on your toes. That's what I really like about this season, that it's very chaotic. It seems very chaotic, but like, I like it. I kind of like it like that. So you have all this going on. You find all this about one and stuff. So, you start to see 11 almost kind of doubting herself, at the same time having to push through that. And I feel like those last, Brenner dying kind of was her stepping out of the shadows, kind of not being reborn, because I feel like that's a little cheesy, but I don't know. I think she just got kind of a second wind with letting go of Brenner, and just coming to the realization that she was never the monster, it was always him. And even though, like I said, he was an antagonist, he never saw himself as that. He always thought he could do his best to protect 11 from one, even though she always kind of looked at him in a different type of light. It's really interesting, man. I just find that whole dynamic by those two really fascinating. I think it's kind of underrated, because I don't see a lot of people talking about their relationship. But then you also have, Mike in this as well, and he has a really dope moment in Volume 2, as well, as he's kind of coming to the realization that he's kind of afraid to really express himself to 11. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's how I interpret it, but it was an interesting kind of, reconnection. And that's what this whole entire season is really about, is like reuniting and reconnecting with old loved ones, and going back that with memories and stuff like that. And it's really dope how they just keep that theme going. And I really like what they do with Lucas in this part. I feel like they give Lucas a lot more to do. The most that he's ever done in this whole entire series is done in this Volume 2 as well. But yeah, Papa was definitely a really dope episode. And I like the fact that, you still have the Russian stuff going on. You have Hopper trying to get back to the States. But then they come to find out that, they probably need to stay back to kind of see if they can help out the kids in Hawkins and stuff like that. They still keep dealing with this dude Yuri and stuff. Like he's a complete fuck. I would have definitely killed him by now, but it seems like he's starting to kind of turn things around, and Enzo started to kind of get into his head a little bit more. So, but yeah, we find also in that lab, talk about the Russians, that they have a bunch of these little demogorgons and stuff. Just, I guess they're like clones or something like that, or something was in that lab. That was interesting. So yeah, man, episode 8 was really dope. It was kind of like just a build-up episode, you know what I'm saying, going into the finale, which, let's talk about this finale now. So, there's so much shit going on. Everybody's trying to pretty much get back to Hawkins and reunite in some type of way, and because they want to stop Vecna. You have, Nancy, Eddie, and all of them, Dustin, they're going along with their whole entire plan, you know what I'm saying, using Max as the bait to lure Vecna out of hiding, you know what I'm saying. Erica's in there as well, and Jason comes back into play as well, you know what I'm saying. And man, the way Jason goes out in this was brutal, man. That was really brutal, but we'll get into that as well. But this episode is a big deal for many reasons, and I'm curious to see a lot of people's thoughts on it, if it lived up to people's expectations, or did it kind of like fall short in a lot of areas. Because for me, I would say, with the whole Karen Wheeler thing, I thought they were going to do something with that, maybe in the final season. I don't know. For now, they just really didn't do anything with her that seemed like she had a bigger role. I don't know. Maybe they were just trying to trick people with that by putting out a character poster. Anyways, this episode was 2 hours and 22 minutes, and wow, it really didn't feel that long at all, watching it. And I feel like the pacing of both of these episodes have been really well done, to where they cram so much into each scene and really make you sit with a lot of these scenes and sit with these characters. And that's why I could really appreciate it, like the build up and just them all just getting ready to go to board, just going to battle, and just seeing how things just quickly just made a 180 once like Vecna kind of showed up. Max came up with the idea where she was kind of like, I feel like she was a little overly confident, a little too cocky, where she said like, I escaped him once and I can escape him again, you know what I'm saying. It was definitely harder the second time, because there was definitely that close instance where Max pretty much died. Actually, Lucas even mentioned in the end of this episode that Max died for like a minute. For a minute, her heart like stopped. But I'm jumping the gun. I'm sorry, I'm jumping the gun. It's so much, and I just thought the piggyback was so dope. Just the whole idea of 11 saying like, I can do something similar to what one can do, like as far as mess with people's memories or go into people's heads, and that's the way she's going to try to help her friends out, is to piggyback into Max's memory into the Upside Down to fight Vecna. And when we get to that moment of 11 and Vecna fighting, man, that was a really dope fight. And you know what I'm saying, on the other side of things, Jason finally catches up with Lucas, and that was a really dope just overall scene, because Max is sitting there being fucked with Vecna, and I liked how they go back to the Snowball. They go back to that little memory, and that she thinks that that's her safe spot, but she's not safe anywhere, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, while Lucas is watching over Max, you know what I'm saying, Jason and his boy ambush Erica and Lucas is just sitting there just getting his ass whooped, and He's trying to explain to Jason like the whole situation, but Jason's just not hearing it. He's just completely like zoned out and just not trying to hear nothing, and just they're throwing hands. They're going back and forth, and I gotta give it to Lucas. You know what I'm saying? He's never been in a fight in his life, but you know he did pretty well, even though he walked away with a couple bumps and bruises and stuff like that. So then we get to Max's second death scene. She almost dies. I say almost because she's damn near dead at this point. Vecna is getting ready to, you know, do his thing while Eleven's kind of tied up. Mike's trying to, at this point, cheer her up or just try to say like I love you. And I love that speech that Mike gave to 11 and stuff to kind of get her mind cleared and stuff like that. But it was almost too late. If it wasn't for Mike in that moment, Max would have definitely been dead. But she definitely didn't walk away unscathed. She has two broken legs, a broken arm, and she couldn't see. And this was so well shot where you really thought that she died, but then, you know, 11 kind of has this ability now that I guess she can kind of heal people, but Max is stuck in this coma, so we'll see if she'll be able to get out of that in season 5. Overall, man, this was a really dope season. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the Hopper and just 11 reuniting. I told you that was gonna hit hard. The whole keeping the door 3 inches open, whatever, that shit was dope. Everything coming back full circle. You know, having Will and Jonathan having their moment. Actually seeing what Will drew was really dope. It was just like Will, Mike, Lucas, Dustin, they're all fighting like this 3-headed monster and stuff like that, which was excellent, man. I really like that everybody has come together by the finale, and just Will knowing now that since he came back to Hawkins, he can feel that one is still around. So I knew that he wasn't gonna die. That would have been so weak if they would have just killed Vecna just like that. But they didn't really win in this. They pretty much lost because, you know, Vecna was still able to open up that 4th portal, which really just completely destroyed Hawkins, or just split Hawkins into different pieces, and now the Upside Down is in the real world. So I don't know what that really means for season 5. There's going to be a time skip. How big of a time skip, I have no idea. And when Vecna comes back, Henry, however you want to call him, when he comes back, how much more powerful will he really be? Because it's like, he even told 11, you thought that you won, but you really lost. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like this was going to be that Infinity War type of moment, even though it was dope seeing everybody coming together. I think season 5 is where things are going to get really real, and it's going to be much darker than this season. I thought overall, I could see people having complaints saying like, you know, not enough people died. You know, Eddie's death, man. Oh, how could I forget Eddie's death, man? Eddie's death was really really dark, and I don't know how where Dustin's head's gonna be at after this. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of characters are gonna just be broken mentally. Man, it's just I want to talk about this more on my discussion, because it's way too much to kind of just break down into just one video. I definitely want to watch these 2 episodes again to kind of really digest and just process everything, because it is a lot. It's still a lot. You know what I'm saying? They gave you like at least 3 hours worth of content, what it was, or something like that, or almost 4 hours. I don't know. If you've seen volume 2, what are your thoughts on it? Definitely stay tuned, because I'm definitely going to have a discussion about this, and we're going to go more into detail about season 4 as a whole, and just where they could possibly take season 5. But I want to know, what is your favorite moment out of volume 2? Did you prefer volume 1 over 2 or 2 over 1? I'll probably give you my answer by the time I put out this discussion video and stuff like that. I'll have a special guest with me joining me on that stream. So definitely check that out in the very near future. I should have that out by Friday. Like I said, there's a lot to break down, you know what I'm saying? You had Nancy and you had the Steve stuff. I'll talk about more of that on like I said, on the discussion video. I just wanted to kind of give you my first initial thoughts on volume 2, and I thought overall they did a hell of a job. They should really sweep the Emmys. Like, whenever the next Emmys is, they should really sweep, because I think everybody really just brought their A game. I love what they just did with the cast, and just, this is such a dope show overall, and just it's definitely going to be a show that's going to be talked about. I'm curious to see how people are feeling about volume 2. I could definitely see where some complaints will be, and where some people might feel like it didn't match volume 1. I don't know. I think they did a great job of just fleshing out all these different characters, seeing Eleven and her character growth, and just how far she's come as a character since season 1 has just been incredible, bro. And just seeing all the different characters and seeing everybody reunite and just grow, man. It's dope, man. It's really unique to see this type of cast come together. It's not every day that we get that type of chemistry off the bat, and just these types of stories, and just, it's definitely a once in a lifetime type of kind of cast. So yeah, I'm looking forward to season 5 and the future of Stranger Things, whatever they do with the spin-offs. But I will see y'all in the discussion video. I will go more in depth once I kind of watch the episodes again, like I said, because I want to really break things down, because I know I kind of skipped over certain things, but I wanted to kind of just talk about my thoughts on this these last 2 episodes, man. It's a lot, man. So I will see y'all in the next video. Be on the lookout for that discussion video. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.